Okay, so let me start out with saan nagtagpo ang mga ang buhay ninyo ni FVR? I suppose you were still a
Yeah.
young military officer at that time.
The one that I could remember, that it was really I would say working relationship, because in 1968,
All right.
1968, I was then a pilot of the C-47, the workhorse of the Air Force. And that's the only transport plane that could take a load of 27 paratroopers.
Oh, okay.
No, I was trained as one of the special forces pilots. So the president, being the commander of the special forces at that time, there was only one special forces at that time, and that was his unit. We're really active, both in training, operations, deployment, all those things of the paratroopers. That's where I came in. But before that, I think we have met before, but not very, just for a short time lang, ganun. Say, hi, good morning, sir, like that. I was then a captain, and he was I think at that time he was a lieutenant colonel already.
Already. Okay.
Oh.
So you'd fly him into combat missions, I suppose. Some of them deployment.
I would fly them on a training drop. Paratroopers. One of the biggest one that we had was when he graduated a batch of paratroopers.
Oh, okay.
No, that's one. And that's where I really came in, when he briefed us on what would be the pattern of our flight, where we are going to land, where we're going to drop them.
Yeah.
He never appreciated my landing capabilities, my landing prowess.
Ganon.
Because he always managed to get out of my plane before I would land.
He was never there when you landed it.
Yes, that's what I was telling him. I never appreciated my landing capabilities.
He never experienced it. No? He was very familiar with you getting a plane
Yeah.
off the ground.
I would take them anywhere in the Philippines, any time of the day.
Wow. Okay.
That's how we were trained. That's how we trained. I would say cross-trained with them.
Yes.
Yeah. I was basically a transport pilot,
Yes.
flying the C-47 at that time.
What was your impression of him? I mean, he was a senior officer. May reputasyon ba siya? What was
At
it
that
like?
time, because at that time, our standing in the armed forces was, at that time, he was already senior to me.
Yes.
I consider very, very senior to me, because he belongs to class of 1950, 51 of the West Point, class of 50 of West Point. And I was 62. So, more than, 10 years. 10 years ang difference namin. At that time, we were very few in the armed forces. So, makikita mo yung mga senior officer talagang hindi ka basta-basta makapagbiro sa mga... Oh. That's how I regarded him.
Ano reputasyon among the men? I mean, West Pointer, first commander, he organized our...
We have very high regards on him. Being the commander of the special forces at that time. I know that when I was still a civilian, I know of the I heard the stories about the Ninita units, yung during the Quirino administration, yung Ninita units na I heard about it, and this unit, the special forces, was the one that sort of took over that important role in the counterinsurgency.
So may reputasyon talaga.
May reputation, plus the fact that the officers under him were also very select group, I would say. You could take the case of General Magno, Ermita, and, well, of course, nandyan yung classmate ko, si General Templo.
Yeah. Oo nga. So no? Elite. Medyo elite yung
Elite na medyo talagang may sinasabi sila na
But when was it that you came to be under him directly?
I became very working at close range with him when he became the acting chief of staff.
Medyo malaki-laki na yun.
Malaki na na noon eh.
Jump.
Malaki na ang na namin, marami na kami na marami na siyang napuntahan. Ako marami na rin ako napuntahan ng mga units. During the time when he was acting chief of staff, that was 18 months. 18 months siyang acting chief of staff. At that time, I was already the XO at J2, a concurrent commandant of the Special Intelligence Training Unit, training school of ISAFP.
Yeah. I was going to ask that, the ISAP.
I was the commandant, and at the same time, XO of J2. Because J2 ISAP, parang isang naghahalo lang yung ang interchange ang namin noon dahil ISAP was the operating unit, J2 was the staff. At that time, I was the one, most of the time, designated by our J2 to go with him during his usual out-of-town trips, mga visit of units all over the Philippines. And he has that habit of going on a field trip towards the weekend. He'll leave Friday or Thursday, come back to Manila about Saturday, sometimes Sunday.
Okay.
I think the officers, the staff officers then, who were designated by the chief of staff, who was at that time under investigation, didn't want to be
Assigned to him.
they tried to minimize their exposure to him.
Bakit? May pinaghuhugutan ka, sir.
They were afraid that somebody will report to them that, si pala medyo dumidikit na. We were the convenient people who would be assigned to join him.
FVR.
And it so happened also that the secretary of his staff, central secretary niya, secretary of constabulary staff, because he was also at that time chief of the constabulary, and who was also the secretary of his staff in JSQ as acting chief of staff, was the late Colonel Florendo, my classmate. So it was, I felt at ease being in that group, and little did I know that I would become a perennial staff officer representing J2 ISAF. To be joining him in all this, practically all his trips, local lang naman.
Yeah, yeah.
Local. I never got involved in his foreign trips.
What was it like working with him? I mean, he'd take off on a Thursday, Friday, and then working on a weekend.
Marami kaming ginagawa. Ang kadalasan noon pagka magandang weather he would go on skin diving. Lalo na pag alam ko yan nung napunta kami sa Tacloban, nag-scuba dive siya. Punta kami sa Cagayan, ganun, Zamboanga. And then I would just be around, taking notes, and the visit was most of the time related to peace and order. He would talk to the commanders, he would talk to the local government officials, discussing about the peace and order situation. Because at that time, he was also the assistant, I think he was also the acting chairman of the Peace and Order Council.
So, masinop sa trabaho? Masinop sa trabaho?
Trabaho. What I learned really, after all these trips was in the making of the report. After the trip report, it makes it a point that by the time we take off from our last destination and then going back to Manila, usually mga 2 hours trip yon, mga ganong kalayo, ganong katagal. By the time we arrive Villamor Air Base, base operations, pakita na namin sa kanya yung draft ng report.
You had to work on the way?
Of course! What do you expect?
On board the plane?
Yes! We were making those reports with all the attachments. Kulang lang ang pictures. Pero meron ng attachments. Nakalagay doon. He will correct it. And the following day, he expects the final report. Because he has to submit it to the Secretary of National Defense and then to the President. He didn't want to waste time.
Whether it's good news or bad news.
Yes.
Sooner you get it.
So I was wondering, with all those trips that we had, I was wondering, did the President have the time, or the Secretary of National Defense had the time to read all those things? But you will be surprised. It would come out in the newspaper, feedback, or come back to him, and then he will give us the news clippings or whatever with his marginal notes. You verify this again, or you check this, ganun. May feedback.
So, grabe ang work ethic.
Marami. That's how I got used to him. I got used to that one. Imagine 18 months. We average 2-3 trips a month.
Grabe, ano?
Visiting anniversaries ng units, both PC, Army, Air Force, Navy.
So, walang tigil.
Walang ano. So, I feel, that's why I said, I told my junior officers when I was Westcom, when I was not working with him anymore, after my assignment with him and in Malacanang, I went to Westcom. So I told him, after my assignment with him, I'm very confident that I can work with any commander.
Because
Very confident ako. Very confident ako.
because the training you
Yeah. The training that I got. That's the legacy that I could say that I got from him.
Oh, okay.
The training.
Let me go back a few years. We were talking about FBR's reputation. It was an elite unit that he, and he was held in rather high esteem by the officer corps. He broke away from Marcos in 86. Was that expected or unexpected? Nagulat ba kayo?
I, for one, was not surprised.
Talaga?
Was not surprised.
Why so?
Because, in the first place, he should have been there
Oh, really?
as the chief of staff.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, going back to his record, about his promotion, he was promoted ahead. If we go by the promotion in the armed forces,
Cycle, yeah.
seniority, he was ahead. So he should have been designated, but maybe that was his fate. And then at that time also, I'm sure he knew, he felt it, he knew it very well. The sentiments of the armed forces, especially the younger people. Not so much with the generals and the colonels, because they were they were being taken care of properly. And that's why we were not moving up, because there was this people who were being extended.
Oh, yeah.
So there was no upward movement.
Yeah.
At a certain level,
Yeah.
hanggang dyan ka na lang.
Tumigil, Hanggang sa magretiro ka na lang dun sa
Retiro ka
nakapako
na
ka.
lang. Can you imagine sergeants being extended in the service? He felt
Because of loyalty rather than...
maybe loyalty, but name it. As far as the military hierarchy is concerned, that should not have been allowed unless there is an extreme reason to justify the extension. Kawawa yung nandito sa baba. So I think this is one of the reasons why it made him decide at that opportune time, because that time was also an opportunity for him.
Yes.
Either he make it or not. Make or break. Make or break talaga yung ano na yan.
86, EDSA, no?
Yung EDSA.
And he did.
He did.
Oh.
And he was not wrong in his estimate of the situation.
Did he give you a call? Can I be assured of your support?
No.
I understand he made a lot of calls.
He knew. He knew very well
Okay.
where this guy will go, this guy.
Oh,
Believe it or not,
talaga.
he knew. Without him telling, yun na daw.
Okay.
We just acted on our own. We did what we felt was right.
You supported that, You supported that 86 EDSA upheaval.
Well, to my recollection, I'm one of the few he recognized that in the crucial times, there were people who supported him very well.
Okay. Few years fast forward. He apparently he recognized your 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 skills and your particular abilities, and he made you his senior military advisor when he became SND. See,
Yeah,
it's a-
he asked me to become his senior military SMA, they call him SMA, Senior Military Assistant sa Department of National Defense.
civilian na siya nun. He asked you to be. I mean, what did that job entail?
I would say that that job was very pivotal in my development of my career because from being a commandant and at the same time XO sa J2, I went out of the armed forces but still in the Defense Department as senior military, as a staff. The only trouble is I could not be promoted.
Ayun lang, kasi it was a staff.
I could not get the rank that I was aiming for. That's why my movement was a little bit delayed.
But that gave you quite a perspective of the
Exposure, yes. Exposure, nakita ko ng from a higher perspective, nakita ko ang ng armed forces. Armed forces, and at the same time dealing with government and the private sectors. Because that's really how he was working.
encompassing talaga.
Talagang siya, networking with he was not working alone.
He enjoyed bringing people together,
Oh yes. Yes.
So yung 1 + 1 is 4, no? Yung ganong klase, no?
I remember very well. I think that's how he developed his so-called oil spot mentality.
Okay.
You must have heard that.
Yes.
Imagine a basin, planggana na, pinungunan mo ng tubig, binuhusan mo ng oil, magkikita mo na maraming oil spot. Sabi niya, those oil spot will join this another oil spot, this oil spot, ganyan. Then later on, it will become solid. No. You have a network, sabi niya. That's how he did. Oil spot mentality.
Which is something he used later on, when
When he ran.
when he ran.
Oh.
No? Oh.
Ganun. I do not know if that was already in his mind, but I think, looking back, he justified his constant going out, visiting units, and at the same time talking to the local government officials and the
Communities.
community. Bibuild up na pala siya ng oil spots.
Network building na, no?
Network na.
Oo. Doon pa lang.
That's why it was not difficult when we made a survey. Because when he was not the one anointed
Yeah.
by Cory initially,
Yung LDP
he lost in the nomination.
primaries, yes.
Remember, there was a convention
LDP.
sa
Speaker Mitra.
run by Mitra. Can you imagine? He did not get a single vote.
Oo nga daw. Yeah.
So, kaya sabi na, what happened to my delegate? The best thing that happened was I was not here in the Philippines when he immediately after he was elected. Because I was sent to Monterrey to take up Senior International Defense Management course.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So nawala ako dito for a while. I was out. And when I called on him, congratulating him about his winning, sabi niya, our job is not yet done.
Pangulo na siya noon.
Pangulo na.
Okay. So, nasa
June.
Malacanang na.
June, this was June. This was first week of July. Because,
Kaupo pa lang.
kasi first week of July, I just
Came back from your...
no, I just called on him,
Oh, okay.
let him know where I was going.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Because I was out for almost 3 months
For your
to
schooling.
my Senior International Defense Management course. Sabi lang niya, you report to me when you come back.
Hala.
Isa. Akala ko nga, bibigyan ako ng pabaon. Yung palang pabaon ko.
Be prepared to come back
Ayun.
and do more work. Ah, okay. Okay.
So when I came back, tamang-tama, Abadia was retiring. So, one-on-one kami, sabi niya, look, there are 4 candidates recommended by the Board of Generals and endorsed by Secretary Di Villa. Number 1 is your classmate, the late General Estrellado. Number 2 is the classmate of Luben Abadia, Leopoldo Acot. Number 3 is Nicasio Rodriguez,
Oh, yeah.
class 61, my upper class, and I was number 4. You are number 4, sabi niya. But my point is, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Kaya, out of couldn't think of anything to say. Ganyan siya eh. Nandito siya. Then imagine mo yung presidential table.
Yes, yes.
Ganyan. Nandyan siya. Ako nandito. Kami lang dalawa. Langan naman sir, pupunta pa ako kay Mrs. Ramos. That was the only comment I could say. Tobacco from here. Punta rito. You will be my senior military assistant, presidential advisor on military affairs, and at the same time senior EDCAP. Prepare to join me. Sabi ko, sir, patagalin mo naman muna ako doon sa aking command sa second Air Division. Okay. How long have you been there? Sabi ko, March, April, May, June, July. August na yun eh. Sinabi ko, 5 months pa lang ako, sir. Gisip siya. Okay. Little did I know na hindi nga ako pinaabot ng 9 months eh. Andyan na yung order ko in, after 8 months, andyan na. Pinare-report na ako.
Sa Malacanang, di ba? Oo.
That's how that's what happened.
He actually took you under his wing.
Yeah.
Huh?
But the trouble is, ganun pa rin. What happened in
When he was
DND
S&D, yeah.
also happened in Malacanang. I cannot be promoted.
Because it's a staff. Yeah, it's a
Because
staff.
it's only staff function.
So sometimes nakakatulong, sometimes hindi.
Yes. 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 Pero I didn't bother him about it.
Talaga.
I didn't bother him about it.
Aha.
Because ang aming kasi namin noon, this is one thing that he we could not just disregard. Ako ang the most senior noon at that time na dinala niya doon sa Malacanang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kasi si Montaño was already retired. Ako talaga, ang senior military, active. Arevalo, lahat ng mga ED camps. Pati mga, Belen. Ako hindi mo senior.
Yes. Yes.
One time, he talked to us. We were having, kami lang mga military, assistants on that one table. We have this usual Wednesday lunch doon sa Burloloy before the cabinet meeting. Nandun na yung mga cabinet officials, mga secretaries. Kikita nila, kumakain na sila, kami dito. Panay ang pa rin yan ng salita, pera ganun yan, The reason I brought you here because you're the only one who understand my work habits.
Okay.
Sinabi niya yun. Hearing distance ng mga
Cabinet Secretary.
talagang sinadya na yun. I want everything to be done in complete staff work. Kaya nakalumabas yung CSW. Ganun. Sabi niya, I don't want you to be all just like the others. Yes, man. Before he could say that, sabi namin, yes, sir.
Oops.
I don't know if I could get, I don't know if I will get mad at you or come on, let's eat. That's how we operate at that time. Kaya sino malulumoral, sino kahit na pwede na mahirap na, natutuwa ka. At
So while it was difficult working for him, it was also apparently an enjoyable.
Enjoyable job. Enjoyable job. We enjoyed it.
Medyo bugbog lang nga.
We enjoyed it. I don't know if he mentioned about nakabarong Tagalog kami o minsan naka-Amerikana. Kakain kami doon sa amin na doon sa Borloloy. Pagka hindi, kung kami na lang. Katapos ang ulam namin, pinakbit, tuyo. Paano naman hindi namin palagi na lang kung halimbawa may mga dinner, hindi naman sinaserve yun. So, we look forward. Sabi na, alin na kayo. Sabi na madalas alin na kayo. Imagine we're eating naka-Amerikano, naka-Baro Tagalog.
Tapos pinakbit at tuyo ang...
That's how we enjoyed it. We enjoyed our...
Oh, by the way, si FVR ba,
Hindi naman.
Yung ganun. Ang tipid. Sobrang tipid.
Matipid. Kasi ingat din siya eh. Ingat. At kami naman, ingat din kami na baka mamaya kami pa ang maging dahilan. Sabi, inaabuso, mga ganun. At least I can say na when we were with him, there was no adverse comment about mga irregularities na
Or take advantage na.
take advantage.
But I guess that was also the influence of That was also the influence of FVR.
Yes. Yes.
He
Kaya nga nung sinabi niya, the reason I brought you here, because you understand my work habits, my work ethics. So with that message, anong masasabi mo? Anong gagawin mo? You cannot claim na you were not reminded.
Oo.
You cannot claim that nagkulang siya ng mga paalaala sa iyo.
So by example, you were, diba, you lived the life of
Kami naman
integrity.
kung sa amin naman yun nga, sabi nga, be happy with what you have. Be happy with what you have. Not what you want.
Okay. Magkaiba yun,
Be happy with what you have, not what you want.
Yeah. Good one.
You know, I think that's the bottom line.
Pero malalim din yung ano, no? Ako, I suppose, malalim din yung sinabi niya na ano, you know how I work, my work style, my work ethic.
Habit, my work ethics.
Oo, oo. But that was his style, ano? I mean, that was his quirk. He specifically wanted his cabinet to hear it, ano? So,
Ganyan lang kalayo, oh. Ganyan lang kalayo dyan. Nandito kami. Kumakain. Kami nandun, kumakain na yung mga... Takas na kasi, boss. The reason why I brought you here because you understand my work ethics and my work habit.
Psyops pa rin. Yun, di ba? Parang psyops din. Ininfluensya niya yung cabinet secretaries niya. No?
I think it worked. I think it worked.
And tell me also about, nabanggit mo na rin, ano, yung CSW, completed staff work. I mean, he brought that with him, that management tool, from the military to the DND to the presidency. And apparently, from what I've heard from...
Andyan na, ano na yun sa kanya eh. Kumbaga sa kuwan na nasa dugunan niya yun eh. Palagay ko even when he was still a cadet in the West Point. Even when he was a cadet in the West Point, na ano na niya yan eh. Pati yung tiniente pa lang siya when he was going up. Remember, he was aide-de-camp of so many generals before he... So, I could imagine that he learned that also.
Became part of his DNA.
Part of it all. And he was just too happy or to impart it to the people like us who are working under him.
And eventually, the cabinet. Because from what I've interviewed, from the cabinet secretaries I've interviewed, appears to be something na...
First time na lumabas yan doon sa mga marginal note. Have this complete, yung CSW, complete stuff. Tanong yung mga, ano yung CSW? Ano yung ASAP?
Oh.
Lumalabas yun sa mga marginal note. Believe you me, he wakes up in the morning, 4 o'clock, watch the CNN. Before 6 o'clock, nandyan na sa kanya yung newspaper.
Clippings.
Wala pang clippings yun.
Ay, dyaryo pa mismo.
Dyaryo pa lang. He will read it through it. Clips niya kaganyan, mayroon na mga ano. By the time he arrives the office, ando na yung mga clippings, ando na yung kanyang marginal notes for distribution.
Sumisikat pa lang yung araw. Nakalabas na yung papel from his office.
That's how hard he works. The office of the president is always awake.
Okay yun, sir. But gaano katagal ka as PAMA, presidential assistant for senior military?
I came in 92. September. No. September, kasi October ang September. I left 94, December. 2 years.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
2 years. Kasi naka 2 years pa rin ako sa, more than 2 years ako sa sa Westcom.
Yeah.
And that's where I retired.
O teka, let's get to one of the most colorful stages of your of your military career. So you stayed 2 years at the palace, senior military aide, presidential assistant for military affairs. Ano yun? Sabi mo sa kanya, tama na yung staff function. I need a command, ano? Or how did you get CG Westcom?
Magre-retire na yung doon, class 59.
Oh, okay.
Navy. At ang susunod, Air Force. And the among the generals, yung mga I had the edge. Both seniority-wise at saka experience, command, napansin ko na mukhang yun ang problema pagka nagustuhan ka o na ka na. Mahirap kang
Pakawalan.
paano ba?
Pinakawalan ka naman ni FVR.
Pinakawalan ako.
Malugo.
Pero alam ko na medyo pero sila. Pero binigyan naman niya ako ng parang naka-recover din siya as far as I'm concerned because I got there December. January, he went there to para bang nag-ano siya sa Westcom at saka at the same time binisita niya si Socrates. Kaibigan sila ni Socrates.
The governor.
Binigyan ko ng military honors. After that, sabi niya, you go with me. Malacanang. So, yes sir. Sumakay ako sa kanya. Kasama ako doon sa presidential plane. Iniwan ko ang command. Hindi ko naman alam kung anong gagawin niya. So, nandun lang ako sa age office. Kwentuhan kami nila Balong. Ba, sabi ko mag-alas 7 na ng gabi. Ano bang Sabi ni Balong, sir, nandyan pa si General TAñEGA. Nag-aantay ng any instruction. Sabi niya, galit pa siya. Why did you not tell him that he's going with me to Vietnam and that he's been promoted to Major General?
You retired, but it was a very short retirement because FBR named you ATO. No?
As a matter of fact, isa pa yun. Sabi ko lang sa kanya, sir, I'm retiring on this. No. Parang ang reaction na, so what? So, mabuti naman ako. Ito naman serendipity. Serendipity. I was Westcom commander and at the same time, administrator of the asylum camp.
Yeah, the refugee center.
Refugee center, no?
So you stayed on. But FBR actually had a penchant for bringing into government a lot of the military officers upon retirement or when they leave the service, nilalagay niya sa civilian posts. And napansin yun no? Can you react to that? FBR militarized the civilian bureaucracy by putting in a lot of his former juniors and colleagues.
Sa akin I could only speak for myself kasi ang posisyon na binigay sa akin was akin to my background. Piloto ako. I'd work with government. As a matter of fact, I worked before with ATO. When martial law was declared, we were deputized to oversee. Ako na-assign sa ATO.
Oo nga, no?
But this was in 73.
Yes.
I did not mention that to anybody. But that's how it was. So, sabi ko, I'm not concerned about that comment.
Did FBR have enough time?
No.
Hindi,
No.
Kulang yung oras.
Kulang.
Yung oras.
Kulang yung time niya.
Eh,
Plus, the fact that he was being bothered by so many mga
Oh, but there was this move, di ba? Ayun, nabanggit mo kanina, sina Pedrosa, tsaka si Joel. Di ba? Yung pirma, tsaka yung People's Initiative. Suportado mo ba yun? O was that something...
gusto namin, mano, pero out of respect to him also, deep inside him, I think he wanted it.
But,
Yun nga ang sabi niya, let the people decide. I have to refer it to Congress. Yun ang ano niya. He doesn't want. Hindi siya kagaya nung EDSA Revolution na yun ang kulang.
pero yung turning point dun was yung rally ni Cory tsaka ni
No.
Archbishop talaga.
No.
It wasn't?
He
So what
could
was
have.
it?
He could have. I know that because we came from Europe noon. We landed in General Santos. And then from General Santos, we flew to Davao. And on the white flight to Manila, ganun na. Ano,
Okay.
we know that.
So he actually could have done it.
Yeah. Sabi na, yun ang ano niya. Kaya nung sinisisi siya, sabi na, bakit ako sisisihin ninyo? Yun. They were also trying to get the support of Cardinal Santos. Buhay pa si Cardinal Santos noon eh.
Cardinal Sin.
Cardinal Sin. Buhay pa si Cardinal Sin noon. Nakinig siya sa sabi ni Cardinal Sin. Palagi ko sinabihin siya. Be happy with what you have. Not what you want.
Not what you want. Oo nga naman, ano? Oo nga naman. Kasama ka ba nung nagkaroon siya ng medical issue, di ba? Inoperate yung carotid niya.
Oh, wala na ako doon eh.
Wala
nasa
na.
ako eh, nasa Palawan na ako eh. noon eh.
Okay na. Okay.
Ng ano,
Okay. That's okay.
Hindi ako nag-ano doon, hindi na ako na ano doon.
What? So, natapos na yung administration niya, coterminus ka, no? Hindi ka, but you obviously see each other often.
Oh, yeah.
So, what's it like? Anong ano ang regular na
No change. You should see us on Saturday. Sa Aguinaldo.
At Aguinaldo.
Yun ang aming ngayon.
Cavaliers.
But I do not go there every Saturday. Every now and then lang.
Ano yun? Lokohan? What's it like?
It's more of a happy hour.
What do you normally share with people about your tour of duty with FVR? What do you want them to remember of
Very
FVR?
simple lang. Very simple lang. The usual admonition that he gives us.
Which is?
Always keep your nose clean and stay healthy.
Talaga. And maybe my last question is, what do you think is FBR's greatest legacy as president?
As president,
Ano yung legacy niya?
the respect for the people's power.
Talaga.
He respects the people's power. Ayun ang ano ko sa kanya na.
Thank you. Thank you for this. Maraming salamat.